Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I have too many games to play. Right now, trying to balance work, Final Fantasy XVI, and Diablo IV is becoming, well, more and more of a chore by the day. And here we go with Larian Studios dropping a community update on Baldur's Gate 3. And, oh boy, it's a big one. I want to start this off with the very first part of the community update, which is Larian throwing absolute smoke at the rest of the industry by stating that they apologize that they're pushing the date back on the game and that there's going to be a later PlayStation 5 release date because they originally planned on releasing it on August 31st. However, they want to target 60 frames per second, and they don't feel like it's necessary to sacrifice that and release the game at 30 frames just to meet an arbitrary date. There is no developer that I can remember at any time of recent history that has ever said anything like this, where they've been like, you know what, we're going to hit that 60 no matter what. And this is a sentiment it's more on the side with the console gamers that have been kind of beaten down and trotted over the last few years with games coming out at 30 and sometimes even sub 30 frames per second. We know who the habitual offenders in that are. But this is a really cool thing for them to do, and it's just another sign of how seriously they take the quality of their games, and also on top of that, just how much they actually appreciate their customers. Now, outside of the release date, one of the best pieces of information that came out of this community update is the fact that the level cap has been raised from 10 to level 12, meaning that we're going to have access to 6th level spells, and that is a massive power spike. That is quite a lot of abilities that we're going to have access to, and it is going to make for even better gameplay than we ever thought possible. They go on specifically to say in the community update that while we originally planned for level 10 to be the highest level character in the game, too many rad, high-level spells would have been left just out of reach had we done so. Instead, Baldur's Gate 3 players will be able to reach level 12, unlocking planar allies, Otto's Irresistible Dance, and Chain Lightning. Honestly, this is a fantastic change because, well, to be honest with you, having more levels to look forward to just makes you look forward to even more time invested in the game. The higher the level we go, the more fun it ends up getting. And seeing as the max level in D&D 5th edition, I believe, is level 20, there's still a lot of room to grow, and I'm sure the modders will get there before Larian does, but we'll see how it happens in the future. Another really cool piece of information that came out of this is that they're going to be adding 2 more races to the game, the Dragonborn and the Half-Orcs. I know I have a lot of friends that are looking forward to Half-Orcs, so they're going to be pretty happy about that. But Dragonborn is something that I am definitely looking forward to, especially because there's going to be 10 different sub-races to play of Dragonborn, all with their different resistances and higher class abilities when it comes to different elements. It's going to be a lot of fun to play, and it just gives us more options for customization and enjoying the game that we want to play, how we want to play it. These are the kind of changes that I love to see, and I love seeing all of these different things they're adding to the game that we weren't absolutely sure if they were going to have day one or not. Not only are they going to be adding more races, but they're also adding another subclass, and this is one that I am absolutely excited for because it's one of my favorite classes to play in D&D, but even more so, I kind of got left out in Diablo IV because they didn't bring the monk back in. So they are bringing the monk into Baldur's Gate 3, and this is a really fun class, and if you guys really like to play melee classes, you like to be up front, up close and personal, you like to be able to maneuver around the battlefield with ease, and you like to be able to move enemies to and fro, this is definitely the class for you. Now, this edition's pretty cool because the last time that I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 with my friend, we ended up talking about how there was a character that we found on a side quest that we felt would probably make it into our team at one point or another, and sure enough, they went ahead and made the announcement that Karlach, the Tiefling Barbarian, will be joining us on our adventures. This is pretty cool because I really liked the character. I liked the dialogue that we had with them. They felt like they were a badass, and there's a lot of mystery and interest that's built up through the small quest line that you have with them. Reading directly from the community update, it says, "From the fires of Avernus, Karlach joins the party as a new playable character. After brawling her way out of the scorched battlefields of the Bloody War, Karlach now joins the party. Longtime players will recognize this battle-worn tiefling barbarian from the early access, but come launch, you'll finally get to unlock her full story and playable origin story." And speaking of story, there was something else they brought up in this community update. There's going to be 174 hours of cinematic cutscenes. That's a lot. Reading directly from the community update, they say Baldur's Gate 3 has more cinematic dialogue than 3 times all of the Lord of the Rings novels combined. It has 174 hours of cinematics, making it more than twice the length of every season of Game of Thrones combined. All of this content serves to give you a tremendous amount of choice and consequence, ensuring everyone's adventure will be unique. And what's more, you'll be able to enjoy that content in single player, but also online multiplayer and local co-op split screen. At their upcoming Panel from Hell, the release showcase, we will all be able to see a first glimpse of how all of this content is going to come together. Now, I'm going back to the very first video, or the only video that I made on Baldur's Gate 3, but there is so much choice in this game. So much. That your adventure will be unlike any of your friends. There are things that you are going to discover that nobody else will. And because of that, your adventure will feel like your own. I'm blown away with what Larian's pulling off with Baldur's Gate 3. This game is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be Game of the Year. Don't get me wrong, I love Final Fantasy XVI. I think it's a great game. I love what they did. It's revolutionary how they changed things and how they can continue to evolve a game over 30 years. Diablo IV was fantastic and still enjoying it right now, but this is something completely different. This is storytelling on a completely different level. This is gameplay and character growth and player growth that we haven't experienced in a game yet. This is an incredibly special game they're making. And with every single change they make, every announcement they make, you see just how much love, care, and attention goes into making this game, and it is just something that is so awesome to watch. If you guys haven't checked out my video on early access, go watch Baldur's Gate Will Surprise You, my other video that I have on it, because it's a really cool story of how they put this game together, and it's been so much fun watching and being a part of the journey as they put this game together. I don't know what else to say about the game, guys. It's going to be great. It's going to be maybe even RPG of the decade. The amount of replayability that we're going to have with this game is obscene. And that's before the modders even get their hands on it. Once they've gotten their hands on it, then holy crap. Have you guys checked out Divinity Original Sin 2 with all the mods? My lord. Anyway, that's all I got. I love this game. I can't wait for this game to come out. Can't come out soon enough. I'm going to be playing it all the time. I'm going to be streaming it all the time. I've been split streaming between YouTube and Twitch, or I'm going to be at the very least. I've been streaming on Twitch. I took kind of a break a little bit, but if you guys do want to catch me on Twitch, you can. There'll be a link down below. Otherwise, you'll see me pop up here on YouTube. But thank you guys for watching the video. Have a good weekend. Stay cool. Stay righteous. Stay safe. And see you guys next time. Peace.